What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Another edition Holy Try Football Podcast. It's me, AY, coming from the beautiful state capital, the Blue States, home to the ACC champion state. Oh, I meant
Potentially.
Postal
The
champion.
Postal. Yep.
Pennsylvania, to my west. D-Berg, what's up?
You just said it. We're on to Charlotte. You and I, right, AY?
Yes.
I cannot wait. I can't wait to see what you wear to that game.
Oh my God!
That's
Did you book the hotel?
Not yet. No, actually, on-air spoiler. Don't want to jump the gun here, but sister of the pod, Shannon, in the New York Life tie-in to the ACC championship, may be comping. They may be our first official sponsor. I don't know.
The Sweet Life.
They're sponsoring the pod and the ACC championship game.
Wow,
So,
the Sweet
for
Life.
tickets,
We'll have
so
the Sweet Life.
We may be on the coupon tickets wise, AY, but stand by.
I like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I will admit this. I did type in a search engine today about Panther jacket. So
Always repping. As am I with the double hat.
Always repping.
No purchases were made though, but now I feel the added pressure to.
Well, I still think my favorite.
Are you going Dino Cat? Are you going Dino Cat?
That'd be good. But I still liked when AY wore like a pink button down for the Notre Dame Miami game at the Party Barn 4 years ago.
I don't often wear too much garb.
Yeah, I've since gravitated more towards that. I used to be from head to toe, but now I maybe a sweatshirt, t-shirt.
Plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, big game. Go all out.
Oh, yeah.
Can, to my east,
Yeah.
will you be wearing garb next weekend?
I will.
You wearing your Holy Try shirt to your game?
Holy Try. I'll rep. I might not rep anything. I might
Neutral
not
observer.
Neutral. I might wear the hot pink Madison kickball shirt.
You could wear it like I did for the Big Ten championship in 2016 when I watched it with some folks down in the Great District. I wore a navy blue sweatshirt.
Not to be confused with the wrong shade of navy blue.
Would it have been at the time? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, they had that navy blue, not the royal blue.
Yeah, exactly. So it would not have been confused with.
I don't want to be a troll. Obviously, didn't want to wear pit stuff or anything like that. Just went to blend.
Exactly.
It was at a Penn State bar.
It was at a Penn State bar.
Yes.
You were blending.
And I think we all picked Penn State for that game, if memory serves me right. We'll have to check tape.
I think so.
Well, this is Monday, feast week, as noted by college basketball. But we also have a few extra on the slate here. You might notice. So Sparty Round will have to be indeed a Sparty Round.
Yeah,
it's a healthy serving.
Speaking of feast week, though, is the Maui Invitational in Vegas. Is that correct?
Yes.
Got it. So they're moving back toward. They're working their way back towards Hawaii from. It was in North Carolina last year, I think.
Yeah, it was in Asheville. Asheville.
Right? I believe it was. Yeah.
Moving. Yeah. Chaminade still repping though.
I see they're in it this year. Yeah.
They made the flight. So step back to normalcy.
Always home.
News this week. I didn't want to rush it. I didn't really get anywhere. I didn't want to force anything on us. FCS brackets out. Take a look at that. North Dakota State, the betting favorites, although Sam Houston hasn't lost. So
number 1 seed.
I need to dig into that a little bit. And so I guess this is where I usually give you the F1 recap. Hamilton won. So
that's right.
Ken, don't know if you saw. Hamilton won.
I did kick it on the last few laps. They were all over the map. I'm surprised by the coverage the race gets from top to bottom. I was also disappointed that I was expecting to have the ATP finals won by Alexander Zverev, a.k.a. Sasha. I don't get why he's Sasha and his name's Alexander, but yeah. I like to call him Alexander Zverev. But they were not on – I think they may have only been on Tennis Channel.
Is Sasha like the Alex of Russian or Eastern European?
I don't know.
I feel like that doesn't sound foreign to me.
Yeah. But Yeah, it was good to cut the end. Screw Qatar, or what were they calling it? Qatar. Qatar.
Qatar. Qatar.
Basically, this just means that with 2 races left, 8-point deficit. Lewis to Max, plain and simple for Lewis. To me, 2 wins no matter what happens, regardless of anything else. He wins. But
I was going to say, to steal a line or a paraphrase from Succession, you're amongst friends here. You don't have to say you're a fan of Hamilton.
That I don't know that show, but
AY still on the pilot for.
AY still on the pilot.
Roth not. Roth caught up, I believe.
Roth caught up, so he would.
He wasn't blown away.
He wasn't blown away. Okay. All right. Okay. Mullen. Did we talk about Mullen?
We didn't know that.
Best.
That's really the news.
That's the big news, right? Well, we got Fuente and who else?
We got it in
we got him in last time.
An hour and 25 minutes when AY was about to gnaw off his hand.
Fuente, the only big one now, recent of the last week. It's going to be a hell of a sell this year. Hell in the cell.
Hell in the cell.
Hell in the cell. To borrow from Vince McMahon. I'm excited for it. I don't know where they're going to go.
Be tough.
It'd be tough.
Flight Tracker had him going to Louisiana today.
Napier. Maybe Terry Bowden.
That would be awesome.
Great troll post game by Drinkwitz.
Or Skip. Skip Holt still there?
He's in Ruston.
In Ruston.
Confused with Shreveport.
Yes.
But yeah, you're right, AY. Eli Drinkwitz went with the Jedi guard post game. I see that.
Yeah, that was good. It was inevitable for Mullen, but it's still shocking to see the immediate fall from grace that guy took. I don't know if I've seen anything so fast like that. Had no off-field stuff impacting it that we know of, right?
Yeah, we discussed
off-field stuff.
Yeah, discussed in the other chat a little bit yesterday, and I thought since then, coming into this season, I would have had him as one of my at least top 5 coaches in the country.
Play callers, you're
pound for pound. Whatever you want to incorporate. I think he would have been there. Right. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the micro view this year, obviously terrible, but macro view, look, I mean, in the last 4 years, he's been pretty great. How good was last yeir's team? Those guys.
But you see how is Florida? I mean, Spurrier obviously won there, Urban won there, but Zook, Muschamp, McElway, and McElway, Muschamp, and now Mullen have all crashed and burned after experiencing varying degrees of success. I don't know if Zook ever got to it, but all the other 3 won SEC East championships, or maybe Muschamp did not. Right, he just went 12-1 and then lost to Louisville.
11-1, yeah.
11-1, lost to Louisville. But then they all immediately crash and burn. Right, it's weird to see, and like you guys said, it's number 10 at the end of September and just blown out Tennessee. They look fine. Played Alabama tough, and I thought things turned fast for Jimmy Franks up here in State College, but they turned even faster for Mullen.
Exactly.
Is the source of all this the thrown cleat?
The source, I don't know if the source is the thrown cleat, but I mean him saying he doesn't really care about, or the impression that he doesn't care about recruiting doesn't help.
It's very clear he doesn't.
Yeah, he's just maybe he leans a little bit too heavily on those pound for pound X's and O's that Dan was talking about. Maybe he's too arrogant in his confidence in himself because he's won in places like Mississippi State.
Yeah, he got to literally number 1 in the playoff era.
Yeah, so he's saying I don't need what.
Who said that? Feldman said it today on Rusiller.
Oh yeah. Feldman's been all over the place. It is his time to shine. He is the best in the business when it comes.
I love it. I love when he does his profiles.
Yeah.
When this happens.
I've been out here on the West Coast, and
USC
just isn't the job that it used to be.
and you look, and you've got Utah. Yeah, you've
very
got
good.
these giant Samoan guys.
Yep.
And today's like, well, yeah. When
I have to listen.
he's like,
still.
when well, I'll give you this on Lincoln Riley. He's young, yeah, but Brian,
in coaching years,
I find it hard to believe he's going to turn down a Cowboys job if it becomes
I'll tell you,
available.
he is
God.
very
deliberate.
deliberate.
Yeah. Oh man, what
He's
a
good.
What a gem.
Just a solid Feldman segment per usual, but yeah, he's good. Mullen gone. I guess we'll get to some recap sprinkled through here.
I think in the last 90 seconds of the last show gave out the homework assignment of filling all the vacancies for this week, but we literally had very quick turnaround time with the holiday with feast week, so save that for I don't know, maybe instead of talking a lot about the crummy bowls, we can do that then and see who else walks the plank. Sure, there'll be one or two more.
I'm sure. Speaking of, you brought up Utah, them and some of those big Samoan guys. Well, they took it to the other team with all the Samoan guys over in Oregon this weekend. Do we want to get to that yet, or do you want to go over record?
Anyway, I was just going to bring us into the recap. I guess we can talk
go
about
ahead.
that,
Go
right?
ahead. Bring us in, AY.
Well, I thought we could just get going in the slate and just sprinkle it in throughout.
Yeah,
okay.
we do that too.
Because, I mean, this first game is probably the loudest, well, to me at least, was the loudest performance of the weekend.
Yes,
We'll start off with the game this week, Ohio State, Michigan.
the game.
Excited.
Wolverines catching 8 against the Death Star right now of Ohio State's offense. They just kept scoring.
I just have to keep picking Michigan. From this point forward, I don't remember. I think I picked Ohio State when they were an underdog, and I went to the game a few years ago. You have to just start picking them, right? Not to win the game necessarily, at least to cover these spreads.
Cover? Yeah. I didn't. Oh, I'll say I did.
AY will not, or a can will not.
Well, I already bet him minus 7.5. I did not for one, but
well, you can pick them +8.
right.
But no, yeah, I think like you said, AY. I mean, what a performance! You couldn't the chat could not keep up with it. It seemed
No.
And neither could Georgia. They finally passed up Georgia. I think they got up 49-0 before Georgia did. And they have the same score against the top, what was Michigan State at the time? 7?
Yeah.
Top 7 team as
Impressive.
Georgia did against Charleston Southern. It's pretty, yeah, definitely.
I mean, but we knew Michigan State was fraudulent.
Right, yeah,
for a
definitely
long
got
time.
Avalanche came hard and heavy.
Yeah, I did think they would be able to keep it closer, but AY was right. You saw it coming.
I was not.
And we've seen this. I feel like we've seen this time and time again with Ohio State against a few, or like teams like Ohio State and Alabama when they play against these bottom of the top 10 kind of teams where they're like, they're in there because they have a good record or they've got a decent win, but they just absolutely destroy these guys when they're like, they don't have the horses and they've been worn out. It's a long season. And then Ohio State at the end of the season, as they always seem to need to do, are like, oh, we got to impress the committee here. It's time to turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's kind of what we got today.
And now it turns the dial turns to we just always spank this team, so let's do it again. I don't know. Again, just for the sake of, it's got to change at some point.
Right.
From this point forward, despite my bagging on Michigan in the offseason and really not believing and continue to not believe in them, prove me wrong and shove in my face all year. Do you think that, I mean, you got a up close and personal view of the defensive front for them, Can, a couple of weeks ago. Any different this year? Because we've obviously had instances in the past, and then Ohio State scores 60 points against them.
Well, those two defensive ends are very good. Here's the thing with Ohio State and Michigan. Michigan has always had horses, but it's just the overall team speed hasn't been able to get. And the one thing is they haven't had the horses in where it matters and where Ohio State has really built the advantage. That's in the back end. Yeah. Michigan's front can match up with Ohio State's front, I think. I mean, it's not like Ohio State will be able to ram it down their throats, and I don't think you'll see the same numbers that we've seen from Trevion Henderson that we're used to. But you look, and then they have the 4 or 5 5-star receivers. They've got one that's sitting on Alabama's bench. It's going to be, or not on their bench, but that's going to be that's Alabama's top receiver over there because he couldn't play at Ohio State. They've got this stable of receivers that any one of them could go off for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, right? And so I didn't see anything that really impressed me from the Michigan secondary standpoint. I think that the thing was that Penn State just could not handle anything up front. And Clifford, if he had even a little bit more time and wasn't hit, I think he was sacked 7 times in that game and hit a bunch more. I think Penn State's athletes would have been able to have had some success there on the back end. I know Washington had a good game, and there were some opportunities for Dotson as well.
Not to be confused with the Don offense.
Not to be confused with the Don offense.
They did not have a good
They
game.
did not. They could not get anything really going against that Michigan.
Washington.
Similarly. Yes, not that Washington. Yes, not that Washington. So, I mean, yeah, to summarize, I that's how I feel about the game. I do think that Michigan will be able to put some pressure maybe and to be able to stop the run, but I think it'll be tough for them to really hold down that offense as we saw when they get clicking. But again, Michigan State's secondary is one of the worst in the country. They've given up a lot through the air, which is why I'm very excited about Penn State's matchup this coming weekend. But we'll talk about that later. I like I just said, am taking Ohio State here -7.5. This goes against the Kanzu law of averages, right? Kansas law of averages in which they're due to finally cover, but this is kind of the one time where I'm like, it just means more to Ohio State, and it seems like it's meant more to them for a good 30 years, and I think it'll mean a lot. I'm excited that it's on the road for them because I think they'll play with a sense of urgency and they'll play with their backs against the wall. I think they'll play well.
Mm-hmm. And for the love of God, Harbolder, one time in this game, just try and have the ball for 40 minutes and see what happens. Just try to make that the game.
Try to sit on the ball. Try to trestle ball it.
Trestle ball it. Paul Chris ball it.
That's kind of what they did against Penn State. They didn't do anything down the field.
Yeah. And which is crazy because Penn State had the ball for the first dozen minutes out of it.
Right.
11 of the first
all they did was
minutes.
pound it. I mean, they had 150-something yards with Hassan Haskins. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
And they just hit some crossing routes to tight ends. That's all they fucking did. And they need that same
That's what I would try and do
with Ohio State and just hope. Here's the thing, though. Penn State, if they they can't run the ball, and Michigan actually gave up some yardage on the ground, but they were getting to Clifford so often they weren't afraid of anything through the air. That Ohio State line is way better than Penn State. They've actually got 2 tackles that are functional at this point, which should be able to help them hold up at least a little bit against those 2 fantastic defensive ends, Jabo and Hutchinson. But they'll definitely need to help them out, I think, with some chips with running backs and tight ends as much as they can. And if they do, even if you have 2 or 3 receivers out there, that they'll be able to crack that secondary. I don't think that secondary is that difficult to crack.
Yeah, put your pride aside, Gaddis. Anyway, where are you at? You've been eerily quiet over there.
I mean, I think this Michigan's doing what they can. But yeah, Blake Corum handing out turkeys, building up that good juju.
Goodwill.
The basketball team has sacrificed themselves twice.
Oh my God! Yeah. What a mess.
They're doing everything they can, but I think that the Death Star rolls in and just leaves Michigan sad again. 17-20 point victory here.
Oh,
I
I thought you were
would
going to
love.
say 17-20 score.
Oh no, I'm thinking 40. They're gonna put up in the 40s.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 48-30 game.
Jeez.
Yeah, I've got Ohio State by like 17 points here, and their defense seemingly playing better. They limited Walker to 25 yards or whatever. That's pretty good. But again, a lot of that I think is a function of them getting out so big and needing Michigan State needing to play catch up. And Michigan State suffered a ton of injuries, I think, in that game.
It's hard to come out and stay true to the run in the third quarter when you're down by 50.
Right.
Or in the second quarter when you're down by 28. 35.
Not ideal.
All right, so we're all on. Oh, Dan, you're taking Michigan though.
I'll take them to cover. Yeah. From this henceforth, we could be doing this in 20 years when they have a Florida Kentucky when they have a Florida Kentucky like streak, and I would just be 0-1 every year to start the year. So be it.
Better than the 0-5 you started this year on.
It would be, yeah.
All right, here we go. We are on to Oklahoma at Oklahoma State. Bedlam, another top 10. I feel like we've had a couple of these top 10 games in Bedlam the last couple of years, and they've been not that good. Oklahoma winning, like 14 out of 15 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I think Gundy's got 2 wins maybe against them since he started. It hasn't been good for him. Amazingly, I didn't realize this is the first Big 12 championship Oklahoma State has ever made.
Yeah, I mean it hasn't been around that long,
right? But still, like you'd. It's surprising to think that or to see that, but though I guess it's not as surprising because they're in the same division as.
They're in it almost the entire year, and then they lose to Oklahoma, and they're out of it.
Exactly. But it's funny. The only Big 12 championship that they do have is 2011, back when they did not have a championship game, right?
One true champion.
The one true champion. And so this game, Oklahoma State getting a lot of pub because they haven't. I don't think many teams have had a defense this good, right? And nobody's really watched them. They've struggled in the first month of the season, but now they just pitched a shutout against Texas Tech. Pretty exciting. And I watched them in person down in Austin. That offense, not the best. The defense makes plays, and this Oklahoma team isn't the offense you're used to, right? With Lincoln Riley. So I'm excited because it's in Stillwater. I think the atmosphere will be raucous. It'll be exciting. And I've been on the Oklahoma train the last couple of weeks. I think at this point they are what they're, similar to Penn State running game. They're kind of just what they are. And Oklahoma State's -3.5 here. I think I'm going to take it. I think I'm going to take them. It'll be a good game, back and forth, but I'll take the 4 points here. I'll take a 28-24 victory for Oklahoma State. I think it'll be a really good game. I'm excited about this. The defense will carry the day here. They're juggling. Lincoln's juggling quarterbacks back there. You have 2 quarterbacks. You really have none. So we'll see some Rattler. I'm sure he'll throw a dumb interception. It'll be exciting. It'll be fun. That's what I'm going with.
Good.
And on both OSUs.
I am going back to Pokes here too. If this is, I guess I'll revert back to Dan with the Michigan here. I mean, or even with UCAN, like one of these years, like you just kind of have to do it.
Oh yes, this is a can law of averages game.
This like just do it. Your defense is old. We said last year how old they are. They have what, 9, I think 10 guys over 21 at start. It's crazy. This is just a Big Ten team. Plays good defense and runs the ball. And Oklahoma is not who we thought they were. Although, in the grand scheme of things, who do I root for in this game?
Ooh, you gotta go Boomer.
I did see a prominent publication today, Sports Illustrated.
Are they that prominent anymore? I'm not sure.
They had their bowl projections out, and they had somebody playing Georgia.
And that team was
Cincinnati.
Law of averages.
It was their name.
Law of averages dictates AY's due for whatever Georgia.
That what if you do a long shot? At some point, it'll hit. Maybe it won't be this one, but maybe it is.
Here's the thing. Oh, you get something else? Okay. No,
I don't know who I would need to win, but I think the Pokes win.
What's fascinating about this are the scenarios.
Wait, they Pokes win and they cover?
Yes.
Okay. What's fascinating about this game is the implications for the one true championship game.
Exactly.
Which is, so right now we have Oklahoma, who has the loss to Baylor at 7-1. We have Oklahoma State, who has the loss to, who they lose to again?
Iowa State on the road by 3.
Iowa State, that's right. Iowa State. So Iowa State's out of it because they lost again last week. What a disappointing year for them. Anyway, and then Baylor with Texas Tech at home at 6-2 without Jerry Bohannon or Gary Bohannon, whatever it is.
G. Bohannon.
If you're Oklahoma State, I mean, you really want to dispatch Oklahoma, and then you get Baylor potentially.
Right.
As long as they win. Whereas if you're Oklahoma, if you lose, you're not playing for the Big 12 championship.
But
so it's really fascinating because I was looking for some sort of
Oklahoma has to beat them twice in a row.
Yeah.
They can't play Baylor again.
So we have a scenario.
Oklahoma will not be able to avenge their only loss because if Oklahoma loses, they're out. If they're winning, they're playing Oklahoma State again. Oklahoma State's already in.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's pretty fascinating the dynamic at play here. Obviously, on top of the rivalry, which is bitter. And I'm not going law of averages here. So we're all 50-50 on the law of averages with the games of the week. I am going with Oklahoma. And once again, I'm taking a short road underdog for my lock of the week.
No! Dan going to my well.
I'm doing it. And
but for the record.
Can't get any worse than last week, obviously. That was a disgrace.
For the record.
Yeah.
Are you going hedging P?
No. I think they win.
You're going money line.
State win. Okay. Or Oklahoma wins. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Same as last week. What could go wrong? Nothing worse than last week. That was again a bomber. We'll get to it in 6 games.
All right. Okay. Sparty round with no Sparty in it.
No, we'll stay there for the end. But I think we got at least 9 here. So let's speed through these. Egg Bowl Thursday night.
Ooh, exciting.
Weird.
I'm taking the Pirate here.
Yeah.
I don't know what they've done these last 2.5 weeks, but these guys are just.
This is the strangest team.
Yep. All they had to do was get down 28-3 against Auburn.
This is the strangest team.
And they lost to Louisiana Tech too, right?
Yeah.
And then Louisiana Tech's 3-8.
They came back and won. They were down like 35-20, weren't they?
So they lost to Memphis.
They lost to Memphis on the bad call.
Memphis also not having a good year.
Yeah.
Bizarre. It's very Leach, though. It's very Leach.
Very Leach. Incredibly Leach.
On brand.
Yep. I'm going Lane train here. They okay health-wise? I thought they'd be a short favorite, but I know Corral's hanging on by a thread.
I think they are okay.
Yeah.
But the
really excited for this game.
The quarterback for Mississippi State's been having an amazing end of the season.
Will Rogers.
Rogers. Yeah.
The rival fast food chain.
Yeah, Will Rogers pancakes or Will Rogers fried chicken.
Yep.
He's been good. Okay, I'm with you. I'm going Lane Train. So we've got 2 on Lane Train and 1 with the bells. Hell's bells.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Leachy Riddle.
Boise State at San Diego State. This game has just huge Mountain West title game implications. There's
Clue us in, please.
an absolute mess top of the standings here with Boise, Utah State, San Diego State, Fresno. But these teams cannot play next week, so the winner goes on, the loser does not.
Yeah, so Ask Technicians, they have the loss to Fresno. That's their only loss.
So they're
Fresno
up on
gets
Fresno.
Who does Fresno get? Like UNLV or something? No, Josie. Okay, so they're gonna win. In all likelihood. Interesting. I picked Brady, I think, every game we picked it with him, so might as well not stop here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this line. It must be QB injury, but I know they've been playing roulette with their quarterbacks. And Boise, I guess the smaller version of Mississippi State, really coming on strong lately.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care. I'm taking Brady.
Okay.
Outright.
Here we go.
So they just showed Penn State was down a big here against Cornell.
What?
Friend of the
They're
pod,
down big?
Myers. Friend of the pod Myers, House Myers at House Divided. Jen went to Cornell, but
I did not know that.
they showed Sam Sessom at 0 points tonight, like maybe at the under 4. And since then he's hit 4 threes, and now Penn State's up.
I would say they're winning.
Yeah, now they're up at 1. They were down the entire hat. Big response.
Good response.
Good response. Sessom's with 4 straight threes. That will help.
Yep. Good job. True era. The true era.
The true era. All right. We are on to.
Did you make a
pick? No, we are still in Boise. We're still down in San Diego.
So who you got, Ken?
Qualcomm Stadium. We're still in Qualcomm Stadium. Do they play there still? Or are they playing?
They play it there, but they might have renamed it. To San Diego Credit County.
Boise. People left Boise for dead earlier this season, and they came out. Who'd they blow out? Fresno? Was it Fresno they blew out?
Yes, I believe so.
Somebody like that. They were not favorite against. I think Ariaza may kick an 80-yarder to seal this. I can't wait for the punting matchup. I'm going with San Diego State here and Hoke for the money line at home.
All right. We're on Brady.
We're all on
the line of the week.
Iowa, Nebraska.
No, this is the line of the week. Yes.
The line of the week.
Is that what we're saying? This is the line of the week?
It is down to 1.5.
Incredible.
3.5 here. So the judges call what you want to call it at.
Can Frost finally do it? He is, I think, at last check, he is +7 in Big Ten point differential right now. And 1-7 record. defying all sense of math and probabilities in doing so.
See, you saying that makes me want to take Iowa to win by 6, so he's +1, but losing by 10. But Adrian Martinez is out, which I think the divorce is finally through now, and that's what we need for Frost.
Is it finally? Maybe he'll come back.
They need to get the hype machine rolling for next year. Huskers by 7.
Oh wow! Yeah, I can't do that. I have to take Iowa.
I'm taking Iowa as well. On that Martinez note, though, if he doesn't come back,
he's never playing for Nebraska again.
I hope Penn State comes after him.
Oh,
work your magic. Work your magic.
What about your Cajun dry rub you got going on over there, Lavalier or whatever the hell?
But you,
not even close.
Jeez. All right, Cincy at Ehlers.
Anus. I got to take Anus.
Who did you take?
He took Nebraska by 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to keep the Anus train rolling here. They win. They lose by 13, 33-20. Even though Cincy presumably got it in gear.
Yeah, I'm taking Cincy here. I made the mistake of going up against them.
The run roll. And what was that stat you read? I know they didn't cover AY, but I think Navy had won how many senior days in a row last week?
It was like 17 with fans.
Yeah, right.
17 with fans.
With fans. Now they're 2-8. Yikes, Ken.
A bad back-to-back
Ken
years.
N.
So I'm gonna stare down this train one more week in a row. Give me my boy Holton. Close, one score for sure. But I'm not Elwood around here.
All right. There we
It was
go.
over quickly last week.
I really want Hogo to get Fickle. I really want Hogo to get Fickle. But you wouldn't, even with the one loss, you think you would get in over Cincy?
No, I was presuming Cincy wins out.
Oh,
That's what we're down to. Yeah, it's really there's not many left.
The pillars are really. We need
Alabama to lose.
Irish would need to dodge. They need to dodge or out.
They
They need
got
to
Irish.
outlast a 2-loss Bama.
Yeah, and they can't. But
Right.
they can't put in. They cannot put
Bama.
Bama. They cannot put Bama at 4 and Georgia at 1. Obviously, if they they
No.
can't do that.
They won't.
And we would need the Big 12 to
That's why I think if Bama loses, they're not in.
right.
Yeah, I agree.
We need the Big 12 to not jump. Aside from that, Michigan be gone in a few days.
And like the thing going back to Bama that has been overlooked. Anybody that still thinks they have a chance unless they win the SEC championship and finish 12-1, well, even if they say they lose to Auburn and then still win it, they lost to freaking Jimbo at home. I'm sorry, like you don't get the freebie. I mean, you could get that one freebie, but
Jimbo
that's the
was
only
on the road. Jimbo was on the road.
Oh, he was on the road. Okay, fair enough. But still,
You still lose too.
yeah.
The two.
Calzada, I mean, come on.
Well, this is the set. This
I actually want a piece of the Calzada bowl season. I hope they get that.
Dan liking where
I want a piece of I want a piece of the Zotter.
the Zod or the calzone.
Yeah.
If Michigan State defeats Penn State this week and Irish don't get in, which I mean I don't think they really will, we're really staring down
Michigan.
we're staring down a Sparty Notre Dame fiesta.
Ooh. Might be
No,
something.
I think you're because you're having Michigan go to the Rose.
Take the bullet, Cam.
So you've got Michigan going to
Michigan.
the Rose.
Yeah.
Take the bullet, Cam.
No, I really want the Michigan Notre Dame game
That'd be good.
somewhere.
I'd take it.
And I would like, obviously, the one true ACC championship involving Notre Dame.
Yes, that'd be good. We are on to the battle for RTP, Research Triangle Park here. North Carolina State. Doran getting minus 6.5 here. Laying 6.5 points. I'm taking Mac here. I'm taking a money line, I think, actually.
I'll take him to cover. Mac to cover.
Mac.
Shootout.
And
Shootout.
Didn't Sam Howell get hurt last week?
Did he?
Against the Wofford. Not enough, because this line would be way.
Not the
You're
Wolford
right,
wagon,
right.
the Wofford.
The Wofford wagon, yeah.
The
If
Wofford
he did, it wouldn't be enough. This line would be higher. So maybe something to look at if you want to take, if he might sit. I mean, what do they have to play for at this point? You know,
Max Pride. Though they
Take-
just got
you take NC State now, and then North Carolina plus what, 11, 12?
Somebody said UNC announced Sam Howell will not dress against Wofford. Somebody goes, a naked Sam Howell will play against Wofford. I think I'm going with Can here.
all on Mac.
I'm outright, yeah.
All right.
All on
Yep.
Mac.
AY pushing the pillars for Clemson to return to.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Apple Cup.
This is crap.
Pac-12 North.
Two teams that have been
Pac-12
had-
North.
quite the year with their coaching staff.
Oh yeah. And at the end of it, they've got Pac-12 North implications here. Oregon, if they should lose,
Which they
and
definitely
Washington
might.
State should win. Both very possible. We have a Washington State with an interim coach after firing the Rolovich for non-vaccination, winning the Pac-12, which would be amazing. If we have the Oregon loss along with the Washington win, then we've got Oregon State in the Pac-12 championship, which would be also equally as amazing. I certainly hope either of those scenarios would happen.
Pretty cool.
Would be pretty cool. Washington disarray right now. I mean, who'd they play last week in their first game without Jim?
Is it Cal or Colorado? Colorado, I think, right? Well, they actually didn't play.
No, it wasn't Cal because Cal played Stanford.
Yeah, so it was Colorado. They lost, I think. Or maybe they won narrowly.
I saw Jack Lamb had a huge fumble return touchdown for the Buffs.
Is that the Jack Lamb from Notre Dame?
Yeah.
That's the Penn State legacy?
The Buffs won 20-17.
There you go.
I'm going with Washington State here. They've been playing well.
Yeah, let's have that crazy scenario happen. I'm going to roll
the DeLaurier.
Yeah, DeLorean, yeah.
The DeLaurier. I'll take them here to win by more than the 1.5. Apple Cup, though. This should be fun.
Yep.
And Feldman was saying that he thinks that Washington State may stick with the current interim guy and give him the full-time gig.
Interesting. AY, I think you got to go Washington only for your Beavs.
Yeah, I want to, but I'm going to take the Cougs at home. The Beavs are being kicking themselves for losing that game to Colorado, but I'll say the Cougs. Hope I'm wrong.
Okay.
The Beavs with that 60-yarder that tied the game, right? In that game.
Yes. Was it 60?
I think it was 60 to tie it, or was it 70? It was 70.
70's long.
It was in Colorado.
Altitude.
Maybe 60. Maybe 60. Go ahead. Who'd you
60.
take, Dan?
It was 60.
It was 60?
I went with DeLorean and Rolovich.
All right, we're all on Wazoo. Wow.
Yep.
Consensus here of late.
Look at this stupid game.
We've got.
Yeah, I had to put it in because this is one of my favorite games of the year.
This is always a game. This is for bowl eligibility here. Both teams 5 and 6, or 5. Oh yeah, 5 and 6. Florida still favored, a rudderless ship. They don't have their defensive coordinator or their head coach. Though the defense played much better in their second game without.
That's right.
Third and Grantham. Florida State, Norvell looking for bowl eligibility after starting 0-4, which would be a nice turnaround for them. I don't think anybody. What do you think overall odds would have been for each of the big three Florida coaches coming into the season, or I mean maybe at the end of September even, first to get fired? I'd be.
Mullen wouldn't even be on the board.
Mullen would not even be on the board. It's incredible that he's out. We talked about that earlier. I think it's a rudderless ship. I think Norvell's got the other team going in the right direction. I'll take them to money line. I'll take them to win here for Michael.
Gators do it.
For Dan. They do it for Dan.
For Grantham.
For Grantham, not for Dan. For Dan. Do you have them doing it as in covering?
Yes, they win by more than 2. Say 4.
I just don't see how you can back Florida.
That's why I'm doing it.
Oh, he needs to make it some ground still.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll take the Noles. They're playing pretty decent.
They are. Yeah. I mean, it's sad that I'm taking pot shots as long as I can. Florida State.
Okay.
In return for the Jameis game.
The Jameis game. Still upset about that.
Still stings.
All right, here we go. This is for Dan's opponent in the Charlotte game we talked about before.
Klemp in the clubhouse at 6-2, but Woke with a chance to go 7-1 technically. And yeah.
Woke BC. So the scenario here is if BC wins, then Clemson is in, right?
No.
Oh, and Carolina, and you need Mac to win.
Right. Then I play Clemson and I get bummed out.
Yeah. So we've got one thing happening. We're pushing those pillars. The Jerkovic, coming back after that injury at the beginning of the season. Woke. I mean, listen, they Woke has proven me wrong time and time again. Even in that game where they just kind of lost steam, they ran out of steam against Clemson. They still played decently well. That offense is good. I think this will be a good game. I like Hafley. I like what BC's been doing, but I'll take. You know what? They're at home. I will take them to cover. I'll do hedging P. I'll hedging P here for a 3-point win for Wake.
Ooh. So Can's got the dream matchup of Pitt v. Wake.
Yes.
I'm right with Can here. I think
they
it's
get it
just
done.
a 45-42 game. Hartman versus Phil.
I'll go Wake outpaces them by 10 points. 38-28.
Setting up your title game. Yeah.
Dream matchup.
Here we go. Are we all in agreement? We are all hoping for Oregon State here. And thinking.
Hoping yes.
Hoping yes. Are we all thinking Oregon State?
Oregon's banged up. They're done. Beavs go in there and just
money line.
Chainsaw.
Money line them.
Money line them.
All right.
Wow.
I agree.
Man.
I don't go money line, but I will take Oregon State here.
I'm gonna zag again. Sorry, not by design. I
not by design.
I think I was watching Oregon State. They're doing this stupid. They get like a gunner that plays quarterback, and they all go crazy for him.
Oh yeah, he's the guy that was like playing fullback, right?
Calcutta or something like that.
Play fullback or something.
Whatever the hell his name
Ken
is.
Simonton.
He's a quarterback. Then they switched him to like. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He plays special teams. It's the whole thing.
And he scored a touchdown this last week, right?
And the thing is, they weren't even playing the chainsaw that much. I could hear on the broadcast.
They're saving it. They're bringing it on the road with them.
So now they're really pissing me off. And yeah, the Ducks get revenge for Shuck last year.
I like that you wrote for this next game. Go ahead. Are you done with that? I like for this next game, we got Virginia Tech against Virginia. No Virginia.
Forgot missing an R.
Well, they're proper there with the Virginia. It's like a public ivy down there.
That is good.
The Zimas, they're Zima drinking.
Zima drinking
minus 7.5. Virginia Tech, just rudderless, no coach. I think this is a good pride game for them. I think it'll be close. I think they'll keep it within a touchdown. Rivalry game, throw the records out. I will take non-Fuentes to cover here.
I'll be interested to see what Astrong does coming off of the flamethrower performance. The thing everybody said
over a year. He's had a flamethrower over a year.
Exactly, yeah. So everybody talking about how he seemed fine, but he didn't run. He was kind of afraid to run that game. It seemed to me. And instead he threw for 487, but be interested to see how they handle that. If who the hell's coaching Virginia Tech at this point? They bring Bud Foster back. Who's the interim?
I don't know.
Or they let Fu finish out the season. Either way.
Speaking of Sal, keep going.
No, just see if the staff will put a little bit more pressure.
Who you taking?
I think they lose by 6.
Okay, so
I go with Zimas by 31-25.
Okay. Hey, why?
Yeah, any team with a Burmeister on it, they'll cover.
All on.
Burm.
We didn't cover this in the cell, but Jim Mora Jr. back in the
We snuck it in. We snuck it in last week. Yes.
We did. We got it in last time.
I would love to get a look at his contract.
He's currently on the staff. So I was listening to him talk. I was dying. He was like, I can recruit right now. So it's great. And
I can recruit.
He probably gets like $500 for every first down they get in. like Edsel's contract with all his bonuses and incentives.
All right. Here we go. I'm glad I'm first up here. We're down to a pick 'em here. It opened up here in East Lansing at Penn State +1. I think I saw it at Penn State +1.5 earlier today. So it's down to pick 'em again.
Interesting.
It was right before we pressed record. Penn State was getting a half even.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, the number 3-0 goes pretty fast.
Oh, it's back to +1 here. Okay. All right. Well, I like where Penn State stands here with this matchup. I'm excited mainly because of what their secondary did against Ohio State last weekend. Not to compare Penn State's passing game to Ohio State's, but I think if there's any type of protection from the O-line, I think Penn State's receivers are going to be able to have a day against that secondary. Dotson, very good. I haven't checked in on the weather, but it should be. I think for the most part, I saw the weekend is clear, at least in our parts, and I don't think it'll be too different. Hopefully, it won't be too different out of Michigan, but clear, cold weather, 40 degrees. Good Big Ten weather. Should be fun. Michigan State, like I said, a ton of injuries here. Walker, I think Keon Coleman is out, and then I think Reed was out as well. Just a lot of beat up parts down there for the Michigan State team. You also got to think about where they are mentally. It's such a big game and just getting absolutely demolished right off the bat. Where do they go? I think this is, again, Penn State, they got up for Michigan. They get up for these games. Penn State plainly has talent, right? They're almost universally, no, probably, maybe not universally, but most believe that they are the second most talented team in the Big Ten. And I think it's shown. You've seen that in the bigger games. Iowa, Michigan, and Ohio State. They've acquitted themselves well. I think, again, it'll be a good game. They'll be close. But in a game like this on the road, I just got to think Penn State's team, they've been through some pretty bad stuff throughout this season, and they've had the chance to bounce back, and they played hard, right? They've had that Illinois loss, and they played hard against Ohio State, played decently. They had 35 injuries here, or sick players and injuries, and 35 players that couldn't suit up here for senior day against Rutgers, played hard, got the win. They've played hard throughout the season, and I think they'll play hard again here. I like Penn State is playing hard, and they have their players back. They'll be able to handle Michigan State here on the road. I like the way they match up, and I'll take them. I'll take them here in the pick 'em, and I will actually, in the final game that my team will play until bowl season, I will lock them up.
Ooh. Hey, why did you have them going 8-4 this year? You remember?
Mm-hmm.
And I overshot.
Yeah.
I'm picking Penn State too. Yeah. I've seen enough. Not even what you said about Ohio State. Purdue did a number on them.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
What's the weather? Do we have an early forecast? Sorry.
Well, I was mentioning that. I think it should be clear.
Sorry. You were rifling through that preview.
Yeah.
Look, Walker's nice.
But
yeah,
he's nicked up.
Where's Michigan State at? How do you come back this week after losing all your hopes and dreams, and not just losing it, getting embarrassed along the way?
I mean, they had the whole game to think about it. They lost it by 12-20. They lost it.
They did. That pass defense is bad. Dotson could have a good game if they load up. Try and.
Saturday is a high of 36 degrees.
Ooh,
there it is.
Looks cloudy.
Could be ground and pound. Could be time for the long.
That's not good for Penn State. Though Penn State has run the ball marginally better the last couple of weeks.
With who?
Yeah.
Who ran it?
This could be a good game for those lawn boys to really shine.
Will there be any freaking lawn to chew up? There might be it's all dead.
I like. As much as I want to see Sparty in the bowl game, I'll roll the dice on somebody else. So give me Penn State.
Everybody is on Penn State. Oh, I don't like my lock now.
Well,
easy play.
Raw at least above 500 since week 0.
Yep.
Or 500 or better. Not with locks. Bring up the rear there, but okay. Proud of the guys from Saturday.
They got it done.
They did. it was – I don't even know the last time they played that great of a game, but when you got guys that can pick it up, it's crazy that Kenny Pickett's last pass in a Pitt uniform, as the joke had been made many times in Heinz Field, probably should have been intercepted, yet was a 60-yard touchdown. I think that's a pretty good metaphor for the ACC season they've had. Just enough 3 or 4 times, and that was the difference between this year and an ordinary year for Pitt. Maybe they split the game Saturday and against Clemson. And it's pretty cool for that. And yeah, I'm proud of and the staff too. Staff's done a nice job. It's just not the head coach. So how he can get back at least a shred into my good graces would be
an ACC championship.
Well, that obviously, but I wouldn't give him credit for that. What he has the capability to do as the CEO is rest guys or not play them. Very, very, very heavy load management procedures in place with the Syracuse game, which they may be able to win anyway. Like if they said to Kenny Pickett today, "Hey, you're not playing Saturday. Jordan Addison, you're not playing Saturday. Jared Wayne, you're not playing," etc. And they have, almost a full week. Obviously, it's a little bit different with Thanksgiving to practice. They might still be able to go out and beat the Syracuse team.
Is Dino out yet?
I don't think. If he wins this game, they'll go to a bowl. So I don't know that that'd be. They're 5-6, which is one thing. Because you think if you go for the win and you say no, which is what I'm afraid of. You may have heard Pitt hasn't had a 10-win regular season since 1982, I think. Just crazy. But then you look back at some of the teams they've had, it's not as crazy. It's just a long period of time, and that's going to be talked about. And it was mentioned by Pat Notre, who's been mentioned.
Yeah, but you see
I think they're going to go for it, unfortunately.
Yeah, because you know why? You see the symmetry there with the quarterback that year and the quarterback this year.
Oh my God! First Pickett is AY.
First Pickett. These boys don't come around often, but when they do,
I know. But when they do, they can do this and then still lose to Western Michigan and a 500 Miami team at home. Yeah, so that's how I would handle it. Syracuse. I know they have a running back who's, I think, top 3 in rushing. And I think they still have that Mississippi State Schrader, I think, as the quarterback there. Mm-hmm. Defensively, they played well at times, but also got flash fried by Louisville. So it's been a weird year for them. I don't even really want to pick this game. I would say I should probably, because I'm fairly confident they're not going to do what I would like them to do, I would just say to take Syracuse. But
Cornell just went on a 10-0 run in the last 138.
Jen's pumped.
She was being smug earlier, Grant said.
I think what I would do, have this in mind, similar to last week, which I would like to call it the cowards of FanDuel once again. They did not put up a live number immediately after Brendan Armstrong took the field. And then when he scored on the first drive, I believe, they still only hung like Pitt minus 7.5. So I obviously want Pitt win by as many as possible, but I was like, oh, it'd be nice if Virginia won by, or not won, but lost by 3 or something like that. Just because it gives some validation. I'm rambling at this point. I will go Pitt wins by 6 points, 27-21. Hopefully we can see a lot of Nick Patty.
27? That's all they score?
That's all they score. They definitely better modify the game plan. That's for sure. Because whether you play your best guys or not, and I just hope nobody gets hurt, obviously. I never hope anybody gets hurt. I really, when it's something that's preventable because your destiny has already been determined, I think it really.
Dan, are you what if Nick Patty's on the field with Kenny Pickett?
So I have a defense for that. Yeah, we didn't get into the play calling that much. So they ran
how many plays?
Multiple. So Kenny got hurt on pass that got tipped, I want to say. I think he hit a knee on knee. It looked like I didn't see the replay yet of it, but it looked like that. And then he also ran the ball a few plays later and got hit pretty good. So he took a couple of dings, which is why Nick Patty had to come in for the 4th and 1. But that specific formation that Ken just referenced, where Kenny was split out wide and Nick Patty was I think he was alone in the shotgun. They ran the ball with him against Florida State that way.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I don't know if they ran out of plays or what, because they were doing that. They were doing Wildcat. It was kind of
whoever was on the telecast was not happy with it. They were like, "What is Nick Patty?"
Yeah. But they did run it with him, like design runs with Nick Patty. Now, whether they should be doing that or not, he's not a huge imposing force. He's not that fast. I don't know. Just kind of weird thing that they did. So, trying to think if I covered everything. I know I was trying to get out of the way, but yeah, I think they win. I would try and set up the middle if it does come out that those guys aren't going to play. Some of those guys. I mean, Jordan Addison has been dinged up at times. I really wouldn't want to see him out there.
He's a small guy too.
I'd go pretty deep. They've got a pretty big bench at this point. Now it's being tested a little bit because they had 2 receivers out last week.
Right.
So Kroll was another one. I'm waiting for him to fracture his elbow or something like that on a carrier. Whatever. Carrier air conditioner. Just trying to find some tie into the carrier dome. So
Pitt was 9-3 in 82.
So it was 81 then when they won
81.
10 races. So it's been 40 years.
81, they were 11-1 and lost to
Penn State.
Penn State, yeah.
Can knows. Everybody knows.
Blackledge knows as well. Blackledge doesn't know.
Blackledge. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he would love to talk about that, I'm sure.
Blackledge would know. I mean, the producers. Don't put that on Blackledge. Put it as the producers. Producers.
In 82, they lost to Penn State and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
The Holy Trident Chief.
And Smoo.
Penn State won the Holy Trident Chief in 82, beating both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And they win it all that year? Or did they finish second?
82 they won it all. 82 they won it all.
No, Penn State did. It says here they lost to Illinois. Pitt by 10.
Pitt by 6?
10. I got my pulse on Pitt. I think they're gonna.
Yeah, I hope, man. Just get them out of there.
I think they'll try and win, but just
you just know it's going to be the 40 years. As I would put it, 39 years in last year. Last year was a preseason.
All right. Well, I'm with you guys then. I'm going all on the cover here for Syracuse. Dino.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Okay.
Oh my God. Fucking Penn State.
I'll finish up. Notre Dame heads out to California every year for Thanksgiving. 1 year it's north, 1 year it's south. This year's north. Stanford's bad. Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I don't want to call them a buzzsaw because they're not.
Right now they are.
They're
falling. The last 4 or 5 years, like I said, have been just November, just crushing teams.
Yep.
And they're not this good, but I'm not going against this. Notre Dame by
at least 21. By at least 21.
I think by at least 20. I don't think they go in there and beat Stanford 52-7.
I mean, you saw what freaking Cal did to them last week.
Yeah, is that right that I went 6-6 last week, AY? I thought I did worse than that. Because that includes 3 of my worst picks of the season, which were Oregon, Georgia Tech to cover, and Michigan State to cover. Those are 3 really bad misses.
Those should all count as like 4 losses.
I know, yeah. Maybe I was actually 6-12 instead of 6-6. But yeah, and I got double covered. Well, Irish triple covered, right? Was it 55-0?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like blowouts, all L's count the same in the record column.
Yeah. Ohio State double covered. Obviously, Utah 13 covered. 10 covered. 10 covered. I will go back to the well. That was my lead into that with the caveat in mind. I'll take the tree to lose by 17.
That's it. Wow.
I don't know why. I just have a weird. I don't.
Maybe who knows? Yeah.
I can't get the some of those games earlier this year, but like you said, they've been really strong in November. So I'm going against the grain for sure. Who'd you taking the Irish game?
Oh yeah, big.
Okay.
Big.
A couple of opportunities for me before we head into bowl season.
Indeed. All right. Dan tipped his hand earlier with Oklahoma.
Yep, Oklahoma outright. See what happens this week with the again short road underdog.
I'm going off the grid. I'm going off the board this week. Let me see what we got.
I get the dog going off the grid behind me.
Ken, you know where you're going? You're going.
I locked up my Lions.
He went Penn State. Yeah.
I thought you'd take Ohio State.
Oh yeah. I locked them up earlier in the year. They didn't come through for me, I don't think.
Man. I look over this. It is nice having it Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Egg Bowl. Oh, it's going to be so much better. Who's the Bills and the Saints play Thursday night NFL?
Yep. We didn't mention you mentioned the Iron Bowl, but without Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't pick that one.
No, I didn't want to put it on there.
No road Knicks.
Kansas getting 16.5 at home. Louisville, Kentucky, the Bluegrass Cup.
Oh yeah, the Bluegrass. That always has some weird ones. This should be another one. Is Levis hurt?
Taz.
Is he hurt? Do we know?
I'm not sure.
Surprised Louisville's favorite.
Me too.
Even though it's in the Papa.
I'm taking Nebraska.
Ooh.
Gross.
That is gross.
That's gross.
That is gross.
I
Levis
can't
not hurt.
There
Oh my god!
What the hell has Louisville done this year? I don't think I've watched them a single time.
They hammered. Yeah, they beat UCF when they were actually had players on that ridiculous pick six. They hammered Syracuse. They beat Florida State. And they hammered Duke. So they've won their last two. Oh, they probably should have beat. Yeah, the Clemson needed the goal line stand against them to pull it out. So they're playing all right, I guess. I don't know. You don't know what the ACC is, as people like to point out, and I stand by it. You just don't know. I mean, these teams don't beat anybody. Why they aren't to a nine-game conference schedule yet is beyond me, because they do themselves no favor out of conference. I looked. It's either Pitt at Tennessee or BC had a win. Who'd BC play? They were 4-0. But there weren't many. Obviously,
BC beat Mizzou. BC beat Mizzou in overtime.
Oh, they did, yeah.
Is that what I was thinking of? Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, so it's bad.
BC beat Mizzou in overtime.
Off camera.
I know.
I've been eating fried chicken all night.
I know.
A little fried chicken. It's getting cold.
Go for it.
After I finished my segment, I was off camera the whole night.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're good. We will catch up with y'all next week. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Blue State, come with Blue State, Danbury, to my west.
Good night, all.
And Can to my east.
I'll take off my hats now.
Double hat.
How's it going?
Blue one.
Have a good one.